friends. I got a Deere field walk-behind trimmer here that I've already rebuilt the carburetor on because it wouldn't start, and it's just a basic Briggs and Stratton engine. If you want to see how I did that, you can look at some of my Briggs and Stratton how to rebuild a carburetor videos. But anyways, after I did that, I noticed that as I pulled the pull rope, it was engaging the cutting head here, and that handle there, that chrome handle, is normally what engages the cutting head. Basically, I determined that the belt was too tight somehow. I talked to the owner, and he did indicate that he put a Napa belt on there, so I'm sure it's not the right belt. So we're going to get into that underneath there. To do that, we need to take off this cutting head first before we can take off that plate. What I understand is that you stick a screwdriver into that hole there, and you rotate the head around until that screwdriver goes in. This is a number 2 screwdriver. So the screwdriver goes in here, and as I rotate the head around, hopefully it'll find its spot. Oh! Yep. Now the head is locked in place. I think I can just remove it now by turning it counterclockwise, possibly. I don't think that screwdriver is long enough. Oh, let me try a different one. Oh, it's a tight belt. So I went with a bigger, longer screwdriver here and wedged it in place, and now this thing will, you spin it counterclockwise, and it actually is coming right off now. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so that's the head. There's nothing wrong with it as far as I know. Took out the bolts that go down there. There's 2 on the back end there. Let's start to pull this out. Oh, let's see what happens here. As I'm looking at the bottom here, it looks like I'm going to have to take off this bar. I know both of those bolts are rusted. They'll probably break when I try and take them off, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So I think I can just take this bolt off, loosen that bolt, and then swing this whole bar aside. I gotta put down the camera to do that. Okay, oh, yep. Get that thing out of the way, and hopefully, yes, that whole thing came off. Awesome. Now we can get in here and verify that that is the incorrect belt and order the correct belt from Deere. Too tight. That's why we're having the problems trying to start it, having all that friction with the pull rope. You can see where that screwdriver ended up being jammed, is right into there. So that's how you lock that to take it off. So to take off this belt that is too tight, I believe the first thing we need to do is take these 3, actually there's 4 of them, I'm going to put down the camera to do this so I don't strip anything out. You want to be really careful to make sure and get the right size bit to take these off, because that would really suck to strip out one of these Allen holes here. Let's see, it looks like the correct size is a 3/16. That's what I'm using. Okay, the last bolt comes out and comes right off. Remember how you had that installed. That's the slot right there. This hole That's the other part. That's where the screwdriver ends up poking into, I believe, is that hole there. And that's what locks the shaft in place to be able to spin off the head. I'm debating whether or not to film myself taking off this belt that's on here too tight. That whoever put this on must have really had to reef that sucker into place. I'm afraid that I may use some cuss words or something like that trying to get that off there if I'm filming it. I'm going to turn off the camera and take a look and see how hard it is, and I may film it for you all. Bam! Bam! That's one way to get it off. It's the wrong belt anyways. So, just as I suspected, can you see that there? I believe that's a Napa logo. Wrong belt. Yeah, I measured this sucker, and it measured out to be 44 inches. And on the Deere website, where I found the part number for the correct belt, they actually listed the belt as 45 inches. So we were right. This belt is approximately 1 inch too short. Now that we have the right belt, things are looking better. I've already installed it here. It was quite easy to install, a lot less tight than that other one. I'm ready to go ahead and put on this part. Just don't forget, when this goes back on, that slot there goes to the side with the hole. So it'll go like this. Yeah. It's starting to rain out here, guys. I'm gonna have to stop. That piece just slides on just like it comes off. I kind of pinched the belt right here when I slid this piece back on, just to make sure the belt stayed on the inside of these tabs here. So this is how it looks when it's all back together. There's a few things I have to deal with here. This adjustment here, you can see it's all the way at the loosest setting, so I'm going to probably set that right about in the center and see where that gets me. So the idea is to just adjust it tight enough to take the to take up the slack in this cable here. So I think right about there seems to take up all the slack and doesn't tighten the pulley any, so we're going to set it, like I said, right about in the middle there. I have the handle down and I want to see how much tension is on the belt now. Oh, that chicken. I think that's pretty good. That spring's being stretched. The spring up by the handle is being stretched, and it's pulled pretty tight. So I think that's how we want it. We're ready to put the cover back on and the head back on, and I'm ready for a test. Just like we took it off, I already have that on there, that protection panel. And we're going to stick a screwdriver in the slot and put it on the opposite of how we took it off, and we will spin it counterclockwise, I believe, for tightening it, and we will make it as tight as we can, hand tight, and then we'll test it out. Stay tuned. Yeah, I don't know about leaving this just hand tight, so I'm gonna get a wrench and crank it down.